Hi guys, welcome back to this channel where we dive into pop culture thing, fashion, style, lifestyle, and today I would like to dive into Japanese magazines stuff. Yes, I think as you guessed from the title, today I would like to talk about the magazine called POPEYE. Its legacy, but more importantly the concept of lifestyle behind them called City Boy. So let's explore this legendary magazine, how it's all started and how it came to be what it is now. Let's begin. And of course, for the ones who are new here, my name is Daria. I'm on my way to my mid-20s. I recently moved to New York and now I'm changing the apartment, so I'm moving again, so that's why the room is kind of empty. And here I talk about things I enjoy and love, this like culture thing, pop culture, fashion, lifestyle. And if it sounds like you, so please join me, subscribe, like, share these videos. And now let's begin. First published in 1976, Japanese magazine POPEYE was launched by the Japanese publishing house called Magazine House. And even at the time, the magazine was not just the collection of trends, it was supposed to be a cultural shift. To understand the meanings truly behind it, we have to go a little bit back to Japan, to 1970s. And during that time, Japan was undergoing through some massive cultural shift. The post-war economy of Japan was blooming, and of course this new economy gave rise to a new generation of people who had some spare income, some spare time, and who were willing to embrace and to take part in global influences, and American one in particular, since we all know that Japan, especially post-war Japan, was kind of dependent on American culture and American economy as well. Also being inspired by American magazines like Rolling Stone or Esquire or even like Playboy stuff, POPEYE was originally a fashion and lifestyle guide for modern Japanese youth and men in particular. But of course it wasn't just a copy of like Nylon magazine or something, but originally had this very distinct Japanese twist. So as I have mentioned, the first issue of POPEYE magazine was published in 1976, and the topic, the theme of the first issue was magazine for city boys take a trip to California, and it focused on the allure of Californian lifestyle, which was booming at the time also due to its associations with like being carefree, surfing, outdoor sports and activities. And it also featured articles, influence of surfing and skateboarding. Also things like surfwear and sneakers. To the Japanese readers, POPEYE was the magazine who showed them the world of trendy sneakers, as we kind of know it now, like Nike, also brands like Levi's and Vans. And during 1970s, these kind of brands were not a big thing in Japan. The part that I find kind of interesting, and even now, combining all the global influences and topics. From the very beginning, the magazine emphasized traveling as one of the ways to explore not only the world, but again your identity. This still remains one of the key topics of POPEYE magazine. And it marked the beginning of the city boy identity that celebrated national and intercultural exchanges, new impressions, through a very distinct Japanese lens. I would say it something like this. And it also helped POPEYE to establish itself not just a regular magazine for men, but as a cultural handbook for, again, a new generation of people who was seeking new inspiration from all over the globe. I'm going to dive more into the concept of the city boy and what does it mean even like to be a city boy. With the city boy, as I see it, and also some of the people who I looked through while I was preparing for this video, the city boy actually is a lifestyle archetype. It's a young man who's stylish, cosmopolitan, and like he's effortlessly cool. He's a guy who knows the best coffee spots in the city. Also, he has like a record collection with some rare finds, also some quirky books collection. It shows that he's not like other guys. And he actually cares what his girlfriend thinks about him. At least he'd like us to thought of him in that way. And the thing is, the magazine shows us city boy. Of course, it's a combination of traits, but more importantly that it is like the whole mood and way of living, a lifestyle. And to be part of this lifestyle, you don't really need to live in a big city like Tokyo or New York or London, and you can embrace it all over the world. Over the decades, even now, POPEYE magazine continued to be a pioneer in documenting not just fashion, but a whole lifestyle. Further issues that we can now find on eBay or in some bookshops. Issues on food and design and architecture and like home decor, like this kind of that I got recently for my first in my collection. It still remains to be a guide for city boys' way of living, and not only it still has its core idea, but also the layout, the typography, illustrations, the way they design their stuff. It remains timeless and looks appealing to a newer generation of readers. And what I really enjoy about Japanese typography in general is its very dynamic visual style with bold and unusual layouts that mix also not just the typography but also high quality and really vibrant pictures of the stories that they are telling. At the same time, it doesn't feel really heavy due to their Japanese approach of minimalistic and white, like for their love for white place, which really adds this feeling of clean, of being clean, of something clean. And today, POPEYE continues to be a cornerstone of Japanese man media. Just still celebrate that aspirational city boy lifestyle, but now I think it gives more of a personal level of retrospection, giving some food for thoughts about sustainability and authenticity, how to be yourself in a constantly changing digital world as well. And I believe for many people, POPEYE is not just a regular fashion magazine. It is actually a time capsule, I believe. What it means for some people to be young and stay true to themselves, also stay curious and stylish when the trends are changing constantly, every single minute, especially with the help of the TikTok. I think whether you're a fan of Japanese culture or Japanese media or Japanese fashion or not, you can find something for yourself in the magazine. so you definitely should check it out if you haven't already. And while it is again a cornerstone, like one of them in the Japanese media, while POPEYE is a really interesting example of Japanese men fashion and lifestyle magazine, I would also like to talk about others that are worth checking out, and also how men publishing in Japan may differ from women's one, how it all coexists nowadays. And to start with, I also would like to talk about some other fashion magazines that you might have heard about. For example, I'm more than sure that you've seen the pictures of really uniquely stylish people from the streets of Harajuku in Tokyo. And the pictures you saw were probably from the magazine called Fruits, which was active from 1997 to 2017. Issues of Fruits magazine were more focused on this eclectic youth culture and more about capturing what is going through in Japanese youth society and not to influence something else. Another magazine that is not so famous as Fruits is called Relax, and it was active for 10 years from 1997 to 2006, and it was more about like that quirky magazine with really ironic approach, which also told its readers about art and design stuff and subcultures thing. So I forgot to mention the magazine's called Brutus, kind of like POPEYE, but its target audience is older men, with more sophisticated, mature ones. But still, both these men fashion and lifestyle magazines shared a commitment to capture youth and urban culture, but with a little bit different approach to its audiences. So, long story short, POPEYE and kinda Brutus and magazines like them revolutionized the Japanese media and established themselves again, not just as magazine but as guides to a new way of living. Publications reflected and are still reflecting what it means to be a man or a woman currently, and they're kind of shaping the evolving cultural landscape, I believe, of Japan, starting from like the end of the 20th century and continuing doing it nowadays with a whole new bunch of other magazines and social media stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video because it was really nice doing it. And yeah, I'm again kind of nervous to talk in English since it's my second language. But again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, leave comments down below. What do you think of this kind of magazines? Have you read them? And see you in next videos. Thank you for watching.